What the fish? Welcome to the Fish Perspective Podcast. These are our guidelines.
Our first guideline is the talking piece. If you have the talking piece, you can talk, but if you don't have the talking piece, you should be actively listening. Our talking piece is a fish with one eye.
Our next guideline is confidentiality, of course, but given the context of, we're filming and we're putting it on the internet, it's not going to be as confidential, but we'll treat it as such. We're going to have an epic circle.
Our third guideline is that passing is okay because every great circle needs an even greater listener.
Our next guideline is sequence, and it's very important that everybody has their voices heard in the sequence.
Our last guideline is that there's no name dropping allowed in circle because we want everyone to be able to protect themselves if something not positive is being said about them.
Hi, and welcome back to the Fish Perspective Podcast. Today we're here with Kevin Burt, and we're going to be talking about a lot of music stuff and how it interacts with our life. We have a lot of fun people here today to talk about that. So now I'm going to hand the mic over to Kevin so he can introduce himself and give us a little background knowledge about him.
What's going on? I'm Kevin Burt. I am a professional noisemaker. I run around the planet, try and make as much noise as I can when I do it the way I'm supposed to do it. People call it blues music. And I've been doing this for full time for about 26 years. It has opened doors for me that I did not know existed. It's taken me to places on the planet that I would have never gone, and now I can't wait to get back to. And I absolutely love it. I've gotten a chance to meet absolutely some of the most wonderful souls on the planet, and it is a pleasure. It's my pleasure to be surrounded by so many of them right here, right now.
I'm Liam Clowney, and I apologize, but just my heart is beating just being next to you. I'm serious. About 9 months ago, I got my first drum set. My brother got it for me for my birthday, and that led me to get a bass guitar that I've since been primarily practicing on. But other than that, I've always listened to music, and I'm sure every person in here can attest that they always see me with my headphones on. I'm listening to music or a podcast, Joe Rogan's podcast, but it's beside the fact. Music is a foundational piece of my life, and I'm excited to be a part of this circle.
My name's Dylan. I'm a junior. I play the trumpet. I've been doing it since third grade. It's just something that's always really spoken to me. I loved making music whenever I could. I always listened to music, and it's just been a great outlet for emotions and stuff. And it just opened so many opportunities for me, and it's just awesome.
I'm Elijah Hendricks. I'm an athlete at Peru High School. Not many people know, but I like to write poetry. Not really for a job or something, but more like a hobby. It's just something about the lyrical sense of it. It's just it makes me so happy, and just bringing out my emotions, my creativity, all onto a piece of paper. It's just something about that.
I'm Emma Sheldrake. I'm a freshman here at Peru, and I played the violin for our high school orchestra. I've played it since I was in fourth grade, and I used to play piano since I was 4. And music has always been a significant part of my life because my entire family is really into piano and other sorts of music, and I love listening to music too. It's just been a huge part of my life.
I'm Destiny Brissett. I have been singing for as long as I can remember. I remember going around the house when I was little, and I'd put on shows all the time, and I'd be everybody in the house has to watch me because I'm the star of the show, and I just need everybody to hear my voice. And that eventually grew into me joining choral groups at a very young age. I'm still in choral groups now, and I'm also part of multiple different musical theater groups as well, and that is my dream job right there. But yeah, music and acting have definitely shaped my entire life, and I cannot wait to see where that takes me in the future.
I'm Caden. Music for me, my entire life has been really important. Like for some people, they feel it's best to express themselves like writing or talking. But for me, the only way I can truly feel like I'm expressing myself is through music. No matter what I'm feeling, I can always express it through music.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have any specific connection to music. I mean, I did play the violin like one time in 4th grade, but like everybody here, I love music. And it's nice to see that everybody from many different backgrounds, like all have this common connection of music, and that we can all sit here and have this conversation about music and still be connected, even though we may not be friends like outside in the hallways, but having this here is nice to see.
So I've played the violin since 4th grade. I'm a senior this year, so it'll probably be my last year playing. But I've really enjoyed doing that, and I'm also an athlete, so like music helps me get pumped up, whether it's just like for practice or games especially. So music definitely helps me get going. So yeah.
Not many people know this, but I played the trombone for 1 year. It was a really tough year that year. I stopped playing the trombone, and I decided that maybe singing is a better option for me because I was never good at the trombone. So I started doing that, and last year was my first year in drama club and like actually being really active in it, and I really enjoy it and doing it and doing drama club. I really love singing, but I kind of like there's so many things. Like I agree with Kaden, like music just helps me express who I want to be and how I'm feeling. Sometimes it helps me understand how I'm feeling before I quite know how I'm feeling, and like I also write a little bit, but not as much as like writing helps me get it like whatever I'm feeling out. But we're going to start with our first question of how has music changed your life?
Oh, music's changed my life because music actually saved my life. I was at a pretty low spot in my life right after college. I had the game of football told me it was done with me, and it's not like football's not like it's not like a relationship you have with anything else. It's like you can't call football like late at night and just be like, baby, let's just get a cup of coffee and talk about this. Football's done what was done, and that was all I thought I was worth. That's all I thought I could do, and I had gotten to a point in my life where I couldn't figure out what the next direction, what the next chapter of me. I didn't know that there was one. I thought you just got one book to write and one way to go about it. And when that was done, so were you. And so I started self-medicating. My self-medication was alcohol. And I punished myself for my shortcomings, for failing. And I had decided basically that I was either going to get brave enough, dumb enough, or drunk enough to end myself. And before that, any of those things happened, music found me. And I never put music on my list of things to do. I was just an athlete, that's it. And I had no other value to the world. And when music found me, I went all in. And it turned into, now it's air. It is, I can't imagine my life without music in it, without creating it, without sharing it. One of my favorite moments in my life is when my oldest daughter was in daycare, 3.5 years old. She was calling a little thing, and it was like a parents' day, and I walk in, and a lady's in there with my daughter. And, oh, that's a pretty picture. And she's talking to my daughter, and they're having a little conversation. And she says, oh, well, what's your daddy do? And without looking up my daughter's color, and she says, my daddy sings. And the lady said, but what's your daddy do for a living? And my daughter in that moment got her first opportunity to have what they call that resting bee face, and she looked at that lady with her nose turned upside down, and she said, my daddy sings. And I've never wanted that answer to be different. I will never let my daughter down from that moment on. And so not doing this is never going to be an option for me. That's it.
I wouldn't say music has saved my life. I would definitely say that music has enhanced my life in many, many ways. And also, I love the fact that you write poetry, man. That's very, very admirable. I do the same, but I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get published soon. So I take it pretty serious, but that's awesome, man. I love that. But anyway, music has definitely enhanced my life in the way that I'm a different person as the person I was specifically when I was younger and in middle school. That's because I was a very talkative kid, but then when I moved to ASable, I got into the clique. I got into the popular kid cliques that it just a whole hoax of negativity. And the music that they listened to, it's like the now like trap rap music like that. I was into that. Well, I didn't really have a taste before that, and then that gave me my introduction into music. And then as I matured, both physically and musically, I saw that music is not me at all. And I started searching for my own sound, and I've since found it in many, many genres. But now I am literally making my own sound. I started composing my first song, specifically the bass line, 2 nights ago. And I got composer paper and I got everything. I got my notes, my treble and my bass clefs. I got all that stuff. But if you want to get better at something, you got to start doing it. And I know that. So I started doing it because I know to find your own sound, you have to make your own sound. But yeah, music has definitely enhanced my life in that manner. Sorry.
It's all good. I wouldn't really say music has like profoundly changed my life in any way, but it definitely has like it's gotten me through some like tough times. When my dog passed, it helped me there, and it's honestly also has like kind of given me like a doorway into a career I can enter with like education and music performance, which is something I aspire to be eventually, is a music performer for like a high-level symphony eventually. But it's just so great to be able to express yourself.
Going along with what Liam said, it definitely like enhanced my life. Like I started not really composing, but like producing beats, like, and just like not really like writing anything down over it, but like freestyling, like getting words in my head to like just to like practice getting words into my head, really, and then just like make my own sound, really. And yeah, it brings joy out of you. It brings an emotion that can't be brought anywhere else, which is crazy that like a sound could be played a certain way and just like bring emotion out of you. And I just think that's really cool.
I wouldn't really say it's changed my life, but I'm with Liam on that it's enhanced my life, because when I was like younger, I'd like lost 2 family members, and music like brought me out of that dark spot in my life, and it would just make me feel so much better after I'd like listen to something, because my uncle who passed due to COVID, he would like play piano and he was amazing at it, and I would like listen to it and I'd always like remember him and like make me like feel a little piece of him connected still, even though he's gone. But besides that, it's just like it's always been like a gateway to make me feel better about things.
I really like how the both of you said that like you found like music found you, instead of like saying like you found music. I don't know what it was exactly about it, but it was just like it is kind of true that you can't necessarily just find your music. It kind of has to come to you, and I liked that a lot. Anyway, music, oh my goodness, music changed my life so significantly. When I was younger, I did not have a ideal childhood, to say the least, and that sprouted into my early teenage years. And even now, it's not necessarily ideal. It's better now, but could still probably be more what would be considered normal, I guess. And that led to me developing a lot of mental health issues very early on, like depression and anxiety. And like I had an eating disorder. It was bad. And obviously these are all still issues that I deal with today. But when I was first ever like officially joining drama club, I was at a point in my life where I wanted to end it. Like, I didn't have much hope in myself, and I didn't have much hope that things would get better. And I had been singing and stuff like that my entire life, but it never felt entirely whole. And then I had a group of friends that was like, you should really join drama club. And I thank them so much every single day, because without them, I don't know where I'd be now. Because it literally, it's completely saved my life and changed my perspective on so many things. And it gave me that peace that I was missing that I could never find before. And now I'm like thriving and doing much better than I have in years. So yeah, I love music. Music is like everything and more.
I definitely think that music changed my outlook on life. There's never really been anything that I've been like felt connected to enough that I want to do it for the rest of my life. But music for me is just, it's one of those things that like I could do that for the rest of my life and not get bored a single day. There's so many things possible with music, with styles and instruments. It's literally, you'll never run out of things to do, ever. And there's a lot of different job opportunities that are all very different, but I'm glad that I have music in my life that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who shared. I think I can speak for everybody, but we're thankful that you guys are here and that everybody is present in the room and that you guys found an outlet. And that is essentially what music is an outlet. No matter what mood you're in, how you're feeling, what's going on in your life, there's always music for it. It'll fit the situation, whatever situation you want it to fit. And I feel like it's very fluid. I don't have a story like any of you guys do, but music definitely is, I don't know, a great way. I just love music so much, but I have very interesting taste in music, but you know.
So I would definitely say that I don't know if it's necessarily like changed my life, but it's definitely helped me through things. Like obviously sports helps me get going. Sometimes obviously I'm not always in the right mindset, so like I overthink a lot of things, so that kind of distracts me from what my goal is during like practice or games. So the music will help me kind of distract myself from my thoughts. And then like when I'm playing violin, it kind of gets me out of my own head too, because I can just play and just kind of go at it, go with the flow. So it's definitely helped me that way. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question. So how does music or a specific kind of genre make you feel?
I'm just gonna answer the previous question really quick. I think music is such a great connector. Hey, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. There's no stress, no stress. But I think music is like a connection that many people, like, you just get a connection from it. Like 10, 20 minutes ago, we were all just singing Hamilton because it was on, and we were like, it was a little awkward in here before, and we just needed that little, like, get out of your head like moment. Like some of the people in here were very overwhelmed with us going at it, but it's fine. It's fine. Everyone has their own taste for music, and although Hamilton's one of the top tier ones, you can have your own opinion. But my family, music is just kind of everywhere, I think. We listen to Broadway music all the time. My mom's really into Broadway stuff. We listen to like a lot of 90s alternative stuff. Like Kaden said, there's endless possibilities with music. It can tell so many stories and like create so many different perspectives that it's actually insane that like this one song can have so many different outcomes. Like if you think about the halftime show most recently, like think of all the people like running through it and seeing all the symbolism and just like all the different things. Like I think it's actually crazy that like that one performance caused this huge ripple effect that like people are still talking about today, even though it happened like a month or two ago. Like it's actually insane to me. But for how music makes me feel and whatnot, honestly, I am like most girls, and I have sad music. I have game day music. I have like happy music or just whatever. Like there's a playlist for every feeling you have. And there's not one singular genre in that playlist. Like it's whatever I'm feeling like. And I think music just has that way of just being like, you feel this way, that's cool. Like here's a jam for you today. Like music is awesome. And I think my sister like barely listens to music, and I actually don't understand how she does it. Because I just, that's not me, and I can never, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm all over the place with music. I have what I do, and a lot of times folks say, you don't take your work home with me. You're with you. You see a mechanic with an old raggedy car usually, because they work on everybody else's car all day long. I'm not working on my car on my time, and so it's sometimes it's one of those moments. But for me, late at night, if I'm not head to bed right away, my ADD runs rampant and my mind races. And there's this type of opera that's called kabuki. It is Japanese opera. And I do not speak Japanese. I don't understand one word of it, but I can pull it up on YouTube and I can watch it. And my mind has to create a story for what my eyes see and what my ears hear. And so I watch this, and it hypnotizes me. That's the best way I can say it. And it knocks me out. It relaxes me because there's so much going on. It's all these, and it's all kinds of craziness going on. Dragons and people that, and it's and I don't understand a word you're saying, but it calms me, and it's chaos. And if you're looking at it and you're just looking at it and saying, what does anybody get out of this? But I am enthralled by it. And so I think that, like for my generation, if I heard something on the radio, I'd have to go to a record store, and I'd have to go through album after album after album, find an album that had the song on it. If it was a real cool record store, you could take the album into the back room and listen to it on headphones and go, yeah, that's the song I was looking for. You guys don't have to do any of that. You guys pull out your phone. If you hear something, you hold it up, hey Shazam, and they'll tell you what you're listening to, and y'all ain't got to figure it out or nothing, and then you can, I want that, download it, it's on my phone, and I got this now, and it's a different process, and so it is, for me, I'm still a fan of what I grew up on, and all of those kinds of things, old school rap, I guess, because rap was kind of new when I was coming up, and old country, because like all of the new stuff for me, it seems like they're trying to write hits instead of continuing to tell stories. But I'll always be a fan of blues, and I hear it literally in everything. I don't care who it is, what is it. I'm listening for what are you trying to make me feel? And that feeling, that emotional exchange, that's the thing that makes music that sews us all together. That stitch that keeps running us all together is that the emotional connections that music can have for everybody. It'll take you somewhere. And so that's, like I said, I'm all over the place genre-wise.
It's definitely difficult to put a finger on an emotion that music makes me feel as a generality. But I could tell you that music makes me feel focused. The rhythms and the occasional syncopation and just the melodies and the harmonies and, you know, I just love it. But if I'm working on homework or I'm working on writing or defining words that I don't know in my Webster 7th edition, I don't know, I love that book. But yeah, music, if you're listening to a song that you know, and you know the words too, and you're in like a coffee shop, let's say, you're going to start singing that song, or at least in your head, or humming it, or something. But if you're listening to music that you don't know, and it's new, or it's a new genre, or it's experimental a little bit, that almost makes you focus on what you're actually doing. It like isolates your mind in a way. So like when I'm writing or I'm doing stuff that I just previously mentioned, I'll put on something new. And most of the time I'll do like old school country, like Willie Nelson. I love Willie Nelson. He's my all-time favorite. Not musician, but he's up there, but he's my all-time favorite country. Or some like electronic, like disco, funk, I don't know. I just love experimenting with everything. I'll even listen to gospel music if I want to hit some high notes. But no, I can't say how music makes me feel because it makes me feel everything in a way.
I feel like it generally depends on what I'm listening to like evoke an emotion from me, really, because I listen to a bunch of stuff from like jazz to classical to metal to rock, all over the place, and it just depends on what I'm really listening to and the emotion I get from it.
A genre, like a specific genre I've been diving into is like 90s male R&B, like groups, or like Usher, Lloyd. Not really groups. I don't know why I said that. Usher, Lloyd, contradictory, or like, what's the word?
Contradictory.
Like, where it's like, it's bad, but it's bad, but R. Kelly. I like his music. I don't care.
His music is not him.
Yeah, his music is not him, definitely. But I can't really put a certain emotion onto it. But if I had to, I'd say the emotion is motion. Like, it's just like I'm listening to it and I just feel like I'm in a group of 5 guys, like on the street, it's raining, and I just have an unbuttoned shirt and I'm just dancing my heart out. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just like, it's great to just dance to.
So I have to say my favorite genre is probably 80s rock or 80s anything, because my mom and we just like listen to it all the time and we just jam out to it, and it's so much fun. But for like now, I love like anything pop, because during like softball season, we like make a playlist for the bus and we just scream, sing all the songs, like California Girls, anything like that. We just have the most fun time ever. And I love music. Music just makes me happy in general.
Much like Addie, I don't really have any particular genre that I listen to. I have playlists for every situation that I could ever possibly need them for. But I would say that the one that has technically one genre and like a million genres all in one would be like my musical theater playlist, because it's only musical theater songs, which is a genre of music, but within all of that there's so many different kinds. Like there's Hamilton, where it mixes musical theater with rap, and then you've got like Six, which also does a very similar thing, or you've got like, I don't know, like The Sound of Music, where it's very like classical kind of musical theater. And so I don't really listen to anything specific, but I think that if I had to choose one emotion to kind of put with it, I think it would have to be love. Like, and I don't say that to like be like cliche or whatever, but like to me, love is like every single emotion put together to create something beautiful, and that's what music makes me think of. And yeah, I mean, you've got your happy stuff, you've got sad stuff, you've got mad, you've got literally any emotion that you can think of ever. There's got to be a song for it somewhere. So, and love is like all of those things put together. Even like hate, like there's hate in love too. And I think love is like the best thing that can really like describe it for me. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because like love is my middle name or whatever and stuff. But I don't know. I tend to romanticize things, but that is how I feel. Okay.
The like genre that like makes me feel the most is just like honestly like classical symphonies. They use notes to put on the emotion. There's no words, it's nothing like that. It's just notes and how the notes talk to each other. And I think that just makes it mean so much more, because it shows emotion without saying anything. And like, I love the sounds of a symphony. They just make me feel like I'm in another place. And I do compose music. I've been doing it for a few years. I'm definitely not the greatest at it, but it's something that I really enjoy doing, and I want to keep doing that for a long time. And hopefully one day write a symphony and conduct it.
Kaden, that's something to be like crazy proud of, the fact that you just do that for fun. Like, I could never ever compose music. I don't even think I could begin to try. But I think this wraps up our circle today. Thank you so much to everybody here, and especially to Mr. Kevin Burt. We really appreciate that you could come in and stop, even if it was only for a little bit. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here, and we'll see you next time. All right.
We all need somebody to lean on, so lean on me when you're